all we have seen now, due to which they have become popular. They dry up quickly, they are durable, less expensive, easy to maintain, readily available, easy to wash, easy for maintenance, and they do not allow air to pass freely. This is the only drawback. Due to this reason we are going for blending, and they do not absorb sweat quickly. They are easily burnt or melt. So we have seen nylon. You should not use nylon things or fabrics near cooking or fire situations. So these are the two drawbacks why we should not use the synthetic fibers in these cases. So see here, some labels are given on the screen, so which shows you how much percentage of natural and artificial fibers are used for blending purpose. So they are purely synthetic fibers and semi-synthetic fibers, which is mixed with some portion of natural fibers. Okay, so these labels are used for especially for laundries. So the care they take in washing and ironing. So if it is a purely synthetic fiber, then you should not use a high amount of heat for ironing purpose. So to be cautious, so this type of labels and information is provided. Look at the screen, some table is given here, which is showing you the comparison of natural and synthetic fibers. That's about synthetic fibers: nylon, rayon, acrylic and polyester. Now we are going to discuss about another type of synthetic fiber, that is a plastic. So here we are using chemicals for its preparation. Plastic is also a synthetic material which can be easily molded into any desired shape on heating. And how this plastic is prepared means by the help of this type of arrangement. Monomers are arranged either linearly or cross-sectioned, as you can see on the screen. Plastic can be recycled, colored, reused, molded or drawn into wires. Owing to this reason, plastic is used in making toys, suitcase, bags, brushes, cabinets, chairs, tables and many other countless items. You are able to see one by one. So all these items are made up of a plastic. You can add colors to it for beautiful appearance purpose. We also must be familiar with the many plastic articles used every day, like milk and oil pouches, containers, bucket, water pipe and electrical appliances. All these things are made up of with the plastic. So here we are going to see completely about plastic, how they are prepared. To a great extent, plastic has taken over the place that was occupied by metal, glass, cloth, paper, stone and wood earlier. This is the reason why we prefer plastic, because it has replaced many things. If you look into the past, so all the furnitures were being made with the help of wood or metals, but all these furnitures are being replaced with plastic. If you have any doubt, ask your parents in their childhood days how the chair is made from, with the help of wood or some metal. But now how the chairs, they are made up of with plastic. So it has replaced all the previous materials which they were prepared. Let's see the different types of plastics. Plastics are of two types. One is thermoplastic, the other one is thermosetting plastic. So you believe that all the plastics are only ones, but there are two different types of plastic. You can easily identify them. So what is meant by thermoplastic? Plastic which change their shape on heating and can be bent easily are called as thermoplastics. Observe at your home, whichever the plastic items you are able to bend them easily, so they are thermoplastic. Opposite to this, thermosetting plastic. So plastic which do not plastic which do not soften much on heating and can be molded only once are called as thermosetting plastic. Example, your electrical switches or the handles of your cooker. Are you able to bend them? You are unable to bend them. Very strong plastic, we will be calling generally strong plastic. So such type of plastic are called as thermosetting plastic. Here I am showing you an experiment, lab activity which you have in your textbook. How to find whether given plastic is thermoplastic or thermosetting plastic. Same burning test. There are some properties with the thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. So whatever the lab activity we are going to do, we are able to identify whether the given plastic is thermoplastic or thermosetting plastic by a flame test. Means you are going to burn them. If you want to do it in the presence of your parents. So what are the materials required for this thing is whatever the things which are present in your home. A pair of tongs, spirit lamp, samples of plastic. You can have samples of plastic but you don't have a pair of tongs and spirit lamp. So try to avoid this experiment. If you can, do it under the guidance of your parents. So as I told you, collect small pieces of plastic from your home such as comb, as well as a toothbrush, as well as a pen and some plastic utensils whatever which are present at your home. It should be of two different categories, thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Taking a spirit lamp, if you just light it before burning these plastic items, it is cautious that you should cover it with your face with your mask, because all the fumes which are produced after burning this plastic, because they are filled with chemicals, if you inhale them it is going to spoil your health. So try to use mask or cover your nose and mouth with some cloth. Try to burn one by one whatever you have brought from your home. Observe, you can see some pieces which were burnt are getting softened, and you can observe burning smell. If you burn toothbrush handle, what happens? If you burn a piece of bucket, what is going to happen? And whatever the utensils you have related to plastic and electric switches, meals plate. So generally it is called as a porcelain plate. So what happens? Coffee mug, maybe porcelain or plastic. Try to burn them. Observe what you are able to see the result. As we discussed, thermoplastic which has to be softened. See, the results are, if it is getting softened or not, or burnt smell is able to feel or not, you have to check. After observing this, if it is softened, it is thermoplastic, otherwise thermosetting plastic. Burned with smell and becomes harder means that is a thermosetting plastic. So here whatever the utensils we have taken, comb, toothbrush and piece of bucket are thermoplastic, remaining are thermosetting plastic. This is the lab activity. If possible, try to do it carefully under the guidance of your parents. Then what are the uses of this thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic? As I already told you that the arrangement is different. In thermoplastic, linear arrangement is going to take place. So all the monomers are arranged in a straight chain that turns into liquid when heated and freeze to glassy state when cooled sufficiently. This is about thermoplastic. And uses are you will be using in place of carry bags to carry eatables or your utensils, and water pipes, PVC pipes. You can see this name PVC on the pipes. Those are made up of with thermoplastic, and usually for packing purpose, your fridge, TV, cell phones, any delicate thing, you will be using thermocols for packing, which is molded in that particular shape. Those are all belongs to thermoplastic. Next we will discuss about thermosetting plastic uses. So all the items which are appearing on the screen are all thermosetting plastics, such as electrical appliances, handles of kitchen utensils, floor tiles, electric switches. These are all thermosetting plastic. These thermosetting plastic are not molded because strong cross links are formed. In the beginning we discussed linear arrangement, cross-sectional arrangement. Here the polymers are arranged cross-section wise. Due to that reason we are unable to mold them. So this is the reason for the thermosetting plastic. And you can have some other example, bakelite, handles of kitchen utensils, especially your cooker handles. These are all poor conductors of heat and electricity and therefore used in making electrical switches handles. You are using thermosetting plastic. Melamine is a versatile material, resists fire and can tolerate heat better than other plastics. So these are the examples of melamine, your plates, tiles as well as a TV cabinet. So all these things are made up of a thermosetting plastic and the material used here is melamine. So look at the differences between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics. Coming to thermoplastic, you have a question in your academic syllabus. Coming to the properties or differences of thermoplastic, plastics which are not heat resistant and get deformed easily on heating are called as thermoplastic. When it comes to thermosetting plastic, they are not softened, they cannot be molded. Once if they are heated, they just bent. Sorry, they cannot be bent. Okay, and coming to thermoplastic, they are used for making toys containers, and thermosetting plastic, they are used for making switches, handles of utensils, floor tiles, etc. Coming to thermoplastic, PVC, polythene and polystyrene are examples of thermoplastic, like your handle covers, water pipes. Coming to the examples of thermosetting plastic, bakelite, melamine are examples of thermosetting plastic. Cooker handle, pan handle, dosa tawa handle, as well as TV cabinet, electrical switches, these are the examples for thermosetting plastic. See, already we had a small discussion regarding the code, universal code, recycling codes. Plastic and environment. Plastic have so many desirable properties that they have proved to be extremely versatile material with a number of uses. So some of the properties of plastics are toughness, resistance to chemical, and they are used for goods carrying purpose. When plastic objects like polythene bags are thrown away, they do not decompose chemically and biologically. This is the big problem with plastic. So it is going to create an environmental hazard. So they are not getting decomposed. When you go to the market, so you will be carrying whatever the things you are going to buy there using a polythene bag every time. This is one reason why plastic waste keeps getting accumulated in our homes. Ultimately, plastic finds its way to the garbage. So after that, it is going to remain there only, and it is going to spoil the environment in your surroundings. As it is not getting decomposed, it will not react with water, it will not react with sunlight, it will not react with oxygen present in the surroundings. A material which is easily decomposed by natural process is called as biodegradable. And here this plastic is not getting decomposed, so it is considered as non-biodegradable. So here tabular column is given which substances are getting decomposed, in how many times it is getting disappeared. Tabular column is given here. So plastic bags, look at the last one, several years also it is non-biodegradable. At least metals it takes 100 to 500 years to get biodegradable, but plastic is not at all getting decomposed. See, what are the effects of using of excessive plastic? So whatever the bags, covers you are going to use will be eaten up by these animals unknowingly. So practically they have found that a cow has eaten kgs of plastic, so due to which it has died and a lot of plastic covers were being extracted from its stomach. So you can find this picture even in your textbook. So when you burn this, poisonous gases will be released, as these are combinations of some chemicals, harmful chemicals. So we are unable to burn them, we are unable to bury them, and they are not at all getting decomposed. These are the effects of plastic on the environment. So even Supreme Court has commented on the production of this plastic. You have heard this word, plastic bags are getting banned, as it is very dangerous than an atom bomb. So statement is, excessive use of plastic bags and their unregulated disposal has been choking lakes, ponds and urban sewage system. The Supreme Court said while warning that it is posed to treat more seriously than the atom bomb for the next generation. Even in Andhra Pradesh, NGOs drew the court attention to 30 to 60 kgs of plastic bags recovered from the stomach of cows, as I told you, because of irresponsible disposal of a plastic bag. So this is the problem which we are facing with the misuse of plastic. So now we have the slogans, avoid plastic. So even wherever you go, plastic bags are not at all getting entertained. They are asking us to get our own bags, especially cloth bags. So due to which we are about to face a water problem, environmental pollution problem. So these are the effects of the excessive uses of plastic. So so what should we do? So whatever the plastic items we are going to have, so we can reduce them. So government itself has given 4R principle: reduce, reuse, recover, recycle. So here I am going to show you what is meant by first R: reduce, reuse, recover and recycle. So first one is reduce. See here how you are going to use plastic. Means reduce usage of plastic is going to save the environment up to certain extent. Instead of, you can use jute bags or paper bags. Reuse. So we should reuse some plastic containers whenever it is possible. For example, empty water bottles and jars can be used for keeping other items in home and kitchen. You can see water bottle cut and used as a pencil holder. So different handicrafts. Second one is recycle. As we discussed something, recycling codes, triangle shaped. So by using that code, that means whatever the combinations you are going to mix in that plastic, by knowing them, we can recycle them. So we should recycle all the plastic items. Even you can see in your daily life, some persons will be collecting broken plastic items, paying you some money. So what they are doing, they are going to recycle them. And the final one is recover. So what is meant by recover? The principle of recover plays a major role in this solid waste management. The recollected or recovered solid waste should be converted into resources such as electricity, heat, compost and fuel through thermal and biological means. That means we have heard that energy from a waste. So that is the example for recover. So this is the thing how you can recycle, recover, reuse and reduce the plastic to save the environment. As I already told you that some codes are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. By using these codes, you can know the combinations. So now in the world we have 60,000 different types of plastics which are available, but only 6 plastics that we can use are these 6. In that, whatever the code which is mentioned there, it gives you the combination. So center you can see some numbers. By using these symbols, these are called as, the triangle shape is called as a recycling code, and the number and the abbreviation below gives you the combination of chemicals. So what type of chemical is mixed in that? By knowing them, you can reuse them or recycle them. So here a clear tabular column is given. So what is in by PET or PETE? So polyethylene terephthalate. So where you are going to use them in preparation of bodies, food packing, polyester fiber strapping. Okay, so you can recycle them into carpet fiber fleece textiles. In the same way, code number 2, HDPE. So abbreviation is high density polyethylene. So polymer name. Till now we have discussed terephthalate, polyamides. We have used some words. So these are the chemical combinations and polymers preparation names. So where you are using this HDPE in milk jugs, toiletry bottles, grocery bags, and these can be recycled to water pipes, electrical components. In the same way, PVC is called as a polyvinyl chloride. Here only vinyl is mentioned. So it is used in pipes, cables, furniture, window frames, and it can be recycled to electrical component, pipes, decking, but currently not used for recycling. So if possible, they will be using for electrical components. And code number 4, LDPE, low density polyethylene. Code number 5, PP, polypropylene. Code number 6, PS, polystyrene. Code number 7, remaining combinations, which has the other combinations. So examples are where it is used. Here it is given, and how it can be recycled when it is not used means that information is also given in the tabular column. Try to go through this. Next, so roles of codes in recycling process. We know that whatever the plastic which are manufactured by different processes. So during recycling, so whatever the codes which are not sorted out separately, the whole lot meant for recycling will spoil the process. That is why it is necessary to have some codes. Hope you have understood today's session and revise what we have discussed in this session. The differences between natural fibers and artificial fibers, how they are originated, and what are the chemical composition which is most important. So that's all for the day. So try to revise what we have discussed in this session. See you in the next class. Thank you.